So Khandro Rinpoche, your name Khandro is actually a title, and it stands for Dakini. I think in English they render it as sky goer, sky dancer. Can you elaborate a little bit about how you received this title and what it means, and what Dakini is in Tibetan Buddhism?
My title comes like when we say Khandro, like for the male masters they're saying Rinpoche.
Yes.
You know, and also Rinpoche means a precious one.
Yes.
And this Rinpoche can be used in many ways. Okay, one thing is, like my whole family is Rinpoche, Apo Rinpoche, you know, like, but as I said, Shakeshri start from nothing.
Yes.
But by the end of his life, you know, he could remember all his past lifetime until he is also known as Saraha and great Mahasiddha and whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
And then his Rinpoche title came just with his own hard work. And some Rinpoche, last life he was this and he was that, and you put on a throne.
Yeah.
But my family always receives titles with hard work.
Right.
Today I accept my titles because I feel that, you know, I have gone through so much, you know, in my life. And people are recognizing me, not because of my father, mother, or uncle, auntie, just because of myself. So Khandro is like the female essence of wisdom, you know, which is no different from emptiness.
Right.
You know, which is the Prajna Paramita.
Yes.
You know, that the essence of all the Buddha's teachings, the mother of all Buddha, we say, you know, is the principle, the essence of the feminine principle from which all compassion radiates.
Yes.
You know, which is the ground of all phenomena.
Yes.
So it's like the mother, the birthing, the nurturing quality.
Yes.
You know, so I'm very happy that this feminine principle, the ground of love and compassion, the title of that is included in my name.
Yes.
And I hope I live up to that.
Yes.
You know, and then when we do everything from that basic ground, then everything that emerge out will always be a radiation of beauty of compassion.
Yes.
So every thought, every word, every action. So for me, to have that title is a reminder to melt my ego into it as a Dharma teacher, and not fixate it as a title I have. So somewhere it means nothing to me, and somewhere it means everything to me. Yes. So the spatial ground, you know, dimension from which all the beauty of the world emerges, the birthing ground.
Yes.
So then in that kind of space, the dance of the world, it's like a display, a play, you know. So Sky Dancer is the dance with no fixation.
You've given a talk on the 12th about Bodhichitta and falling in love with yourself. Now, I've seen this a lot in, you know, magazines and modern media and the press. You know, they talk about fall in love with yourself again, or, you know, love yourself, self-esteem. But those media seem to be present to me a somewhat egocentric kind of. Like it's self-esteem by comparing our material wealth to someone else who doesn't have as much, or it might be comparing our achievements in our career to someone who has not achieved as much, and this is a very unhealthy way, I think. But so, what's the difference? Can you elaborate about this very complex idea of bodhicitta and what it might?
It's very funny, you know, because I chose this title because of my background in psychology.
In psychology, yes.
And also, I didn't study psychology because we lack something in Buddhism. Because I really wanted to study where the materialistic view started. And when I read psychology from, you know, Carl Jung and Freud, and you go backward, it's not even like 100 years old.
Yes.
And in this 100 years old, how our mind,
yes.
Like when you look at what do you call Freud,
yeah.
And Freud's whole theory, when you look carefully, you study and you see how his nephew called Bernard in America, and the whole story is so beautiful, and how he was a very clever person. Freud theory, it's his theory, but Bernard uses very intelligently with our greed mind, which is so much, when we say mind, it's confusion. There's a wisdom mind of the Buddha, and then we have the greed mind.
Yes.
So you see that how this greed mind is used, and like with public relations and all this consumer world that is today right in front of us. It's not even 100 years old. So for me, and then through this kind of mentality, what has developed in human being is like this. In the West, I traveled, I know, and all these fancy people looking really outwardly fancy and looking really important, but inside is so low esteem.
Yes.
Their mind. When Dalai Lama had a conference with Western scientists.
Yes, Western scientists.
Even they talk, which is in Western psychology, is one of the biggest problems, is low self-esteem. That's dealing with this issue, which is coming from, I believe, from just focus outward. Inside is become empty.
Yes, yes.
So falling in love with yourself, I use this term for bodhicitta, because this is a term. People, you say bodhicitta, they don't know what's this, So because they are always about me, I, the winner mentality, I call it.
Yes.
This is the rule of the day today. I have to get, I have to achieve.
Yes.
Yeah. So I feel that, giving that space for them, so that you can fall in yourself. You don't need to achieve there. So in this, like, it's a skillful means to really help people to understand the wealth underneath within yourself, to look inward.
Yes, and this inherent wisdom, this bodhicitta, is present in every sentient being.
From little insect to all.
Yes, and so everyone has access to this precious pool of wisdom.
Exactly. The point is to stop. I call it stop and look inward.
Yes.
Because all time we have been looking out. So it's somewhere it's very simple truth. Somewhere we become so complicated that this simple truth is lost.
Yes.
It's the only way to have happiness. It's only way. I really believe it, and I experience it. I believe it, and that's my truth.
Bodhicitta, enlightenment, many lifetimes, many chances.
Exactly.
But take advantage of it now.
Yeah. So it's here, available every moment, every day.
Yeah.
So why not just take hold of that and move in courage, dignity, and beauty of your own inner inherent wisdom.
How can we heal the current malaise of broken families, as you've just mentioned, and the many problems, the sidelining of the role of family in modern life? How can we bring this word family back into spiritual practice and make it a centerpiece? Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm my travels and teaching in different countries have shown me that the values that we had as a child is so important. Like, for example, my mom just sitting in on a very simple, just sitting and having meal.
Yes.
And in those days we have nothing special. We were refugees. And some potatoes, and if you get some vegetables, very good news. You hardly and somehow, but it didn't matter the food. But she would just, on a plate of food, she would say, you just don't grab the food. For us little kids, it's like you have to sit, and she will make us all sit and look at the food, the interconnectedness, interdependent. Where is food? How did the farmers and how so many insects are killed in the process, and showing compassion. And these look very little, but it is the best way to teach children. And so,
to some degree, the teaching of gratitude is extremely important,
and
isn't
look
it?
Today, how we go, hamburger, just grab.
Yes,
and you don't even know where it comes from.
Yes.
So this attitude of treating the food, which is sustains us, which is our connection to the earth we live on. Without food, how we survive and how it comes. And so then we connect to the food, then the food becomes healing food, no matter what the food is. Today's fancy food, very glossy looking in the shops, but who is thinking what is behind this, So those kind of teachings, simple teachings, are so important, I think, in this pacing world, because we don't even know who we are, what as human, what our main meaning in this life is. If we don't know ourselves, this body properly, then how we can connect to the rest of the world. So look what we are doing to our planet.
Yes. Your teachings bring us back to remembrance and mindfulness about these very important
practical things.
So,
of course,
And so, what more can you share about it? Because it's really interesting. I think it's fantastic how we can.
I just feel like with children, the parents, they are so busy, and the rule of the day today is so much about the pace of parents' life, and children cannot be in touch with their parents, and they don't receive real love. Love in the form of plastic toys,
right?
And that's not like, who remembers these toys? Like it's so inorganic. When we were little, we had to play with bones, and then keep the bones
of dead animals,
and then we play, and then we used to play with mud and dough and make and that's like very organic.
You could feel it.
Absolutely. And then you are in touch with something that is belong to you. But plastic don't even belong to you. It has been so much degenerated, and then you are connecting your children to an object, but maybe out of love, but that's because you have to go fast to make more money, create more objects, and the real quality of our connectedness with our children is lost in that pace. So it's very important for us to educate the mother and they just don't know just this world as how it is handed over to us. And in Tibetan Buddhism, we say this is our collective karma. Right. But collective karma can be changed. I believe that it doesn't have to be. If one person tries to look the importance of what is the thing we really want to give to our children, and have an inner insight. That's also meditation, looking really deeply. What is the thing? And just because somebody is doing, we just follow and just follow, not looking at the real values. And it's just a matter of just tuning with ourselves.
Because we actually that's what we do in the modern world. We are manufacturing crises and problems that are often of our own making, isn't it?
And driven by our own desire, and that affects our family, our community, and everything, our earth, our planet, and in the end we are a loser. Look like we are gaining by superficial world, but in the end we are losing ourselves, our family, our children, and it is to do with us. So that's why we are thinking that we are doing something great for ourselves by creating, my children should inherit a big building. So the more I go to the Western world, more I see the superficial, materialistic world, the more I value this. And you Chinese people have the same values. Your parents had the same values. It's nothing, Tibetan people and Indian families also had, but we are losing it. And this is my big work at this time in my life. In my own community, I spread that message, even in the West, because it's nothing that is so esoteric teaching. Of course, Buddhism have many, Shakyamuni have many, and these don't forget it. These days, people they have to practice day and night to achieve this. Forget that. Enlightenment is a long way out. But at least we start with our family, with ourselves, and then slowly, we are so lucky. We have many lifetimes. So, at least we start one lifetime and with our family, with ourselves.
That's the beauty of the Buddhist vision, isn't it? Right.